Okay, so today I just want to talk a little bit about Turo, mainly about the passivity of Turo, because that's something a lot of people say is Turo's a very passive business or a passive source of income. And this is something that I've been learning more and more about. When I was younger, around like 18, 19, 20, I thought, okay, the key to getting rich is to have a passive source of income. Because, I was reading studies that say the average millionaire has 7 sources of income. And then, I've been following Alex Hermosi. And I was listening to him. He was like, passive income doesn't exist if you're broke. And Gary Vee always says, he's like, you need to work on your active source of income before you even think about worrying about passive income. And then, so basically, my opinion on the passivity of Turo and Turo as a passive income source, for me, Turo is nothing close to a passive income source. Like, so far away from a passive income source. It's really like a second full-time job for me. I wake up most days, begin working on some car, and then I finish most days working on a car, checking in cars, delivering cars, cleaning cars. It's just constant work. There's never a free moment, dual moment really ever with the Turo business. But to answer the question, could Turo be a passive income source? Could I pacify my Turo business? In my current moment, no. Because on my current numbers, my current margins, I can't afford to go take cars to mechanics and still make good margins. But if I was in a position with all paid off cars, plenty of cars, maybe. But that's something you just got to know. Whenever you're pacifying things, you're lowering your profit margins. So if you're really trying to grow a Turo business, you need to be doing a lot of work. Unless you've got so the two primary resources we have in marketplace is time and money. So unless you got a whole lot of money to invest, you're looking at investing a whole lot of time if you're trying to grow a Turo business. Right now I have 5 cars. When I had 1 car, you could call that a passive income source. My 1 Mercedes is pretty passive. I work maybe 4 hours a week on the Mercedes, if that, depending on the week, how many ins and outs it has. Mercedes. My 1 Mercedes, that's a pretty easy car to have. The reason why I'm spending so much time, 1, I have to 5 times the amount that I was bringing the car in and out because I have 5 cars. And second, with having 5 cars, I'm increasing the odds of having errors happen. So errors are inevitable. Maintenance is inevitable. But I have to 5x the amount of maintenance I was doing before. That, and I bought some cars that needed work. You make the decision when you buy the car, kind of like if you buy a low mileage car, you're lowering how much maintenance time you'll spend on that car, most likely. There's always outliers. You could have a 100K car. You're never gonna have a situation where you never have to maintenance it. You could have a 100K mile car with minimal maintenance, and you could have a 30K car with tons of maintenance needs. But you do kind of have it inverse, and how much the more miles you get, you should probably expect to do more maintenance on your car. But the other hand of that, the inverse of that statement is the lower mileage car you buy, the more you should expect in depreciation. Because there's kind of a curve. On the depreciation curve, it reaches a bottom out point, not bottom where it no longer depreciates. You'll reach a point in the depreciation cycle of a car where the rate of decrease dramatically stops. Because you could get, let's say, you reach a point. Let's say you're buying a very basic car. You just want the cheapest car possible. It doesn't get much lower here in Arkansas for a good mechanical car. You can't really get too much lower than $3,000. That's kind of the minimum you can get a fully functional car at. So you reach a point in age, like for example, and that's the same process for every brand of car. Like you'll reach a line, like maybe I don't have all these digits just ready to read off, but you'll reach a point where like I can't really find a drivable Mercedes for less than $8,000, something of that sort. And you may reach that point where you hit the minimum amount of depreciation after maybe a 10-year car, 100K miles. That's probably where you're reaching the minimum amount of depreciation that you could have on a Turo car. But that's kind of the point where you're also maxing out the amount of maintenance that you'll have to do on a car. So when you're growing your Turo fleet, definitely take that into mind. Like how much maintenance and what's my car knowledge. And to be honest, when I started my Turo fleet, my car knowledge was oil change. That's it. Oil changes. I didn't even know well how to work on a battery. But since then I've changed a rear differential, throttle bodies, transmission fluid, all types of things. Like I've dramatically increased my amount of car knowledge just from ChatGPT, YouTube. I use my dad a lot. I still believe I'd be able to get by. If you don't have a good mechanic to contact, definitely a good contact to have if you know somebody who's pretty sound in mechanic, but it's not necessary. It's not absolutely necessary. It'll definitely make your life easier though. But yeah, if you're really in a growth stage of Turo and you're just not already rich, just have plenty of money to invest into the business. If you're trying to grow your business off of profits, you're going to be investing a lot of time, and that's just the truth of it. I think that's all I'm going to say on this video. And the topic of passivity in conclusion, Turo's not that passive. Just to be honest, you get to a point where maybe you have 50 cars, probably 20 plus cars, you can hire an employee. And I believe in that point, I'm not quite at the hiring stage, pretty far from it. But at that stage, you kind of got to pick the less talented employee you got. You may have to pay him less, but that'll also decrease the amount of time. A less talented employee will pull you away from the business less than a highly talented employee, but you'll have to pay that highly talented employee more. So it'll never stop being a inverse relationship versus how much you're willing to put in the business and how much time you're going to get out. You're not going to have to put in as much time the more you're willing to pay. And I believe that equation is not going anywhere. It's in all sectors. It's in every business. It's more easy to have passive income when you're already rich. Point blank, period. Yep, I'm going to cut it off there. I might edit this video up. I might post it raw. I don't know, depending on how much time I got left. Guys, if you haven't watched any of the videos I've posted recently, I've got a challenge with my brother to post every day on YouTube. Every day I'm posting mainly shorts. I'm working more and more to form these long form videos for y'all. If you're this far in the video, let me know what you want to see. I'm going to read all the comments. I'm not getting that many. I can respond to every comment. So just leave me a comment. Tell me what you'd like to see more of. Subscribe. Like, I know every YouTuber is telling you to subscribe, but I'm very dedicated to improving the amount of value I'm trying to give in the content I'm creating. And that's my proposition to y'all. I'm not asking for very much. It's just boop, and you're subscribed, and I'm helped out a lot. And I'll be working on my videos to make them more entertaining, more informational, more in-depth in every single video. I'll always be trying to get better for y'all. What I just need from y'all is to give me a comment to let me know what I should do more of. And if you got anything from this video, give me a like. Thanks so much. Appreciate y'all.